What's going on, guys? My name's Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified, and this is video 3 in the Mortgage Broker Business Flywheel series. We've talked about how to get the best leads. We've talked about which CRM to do the lead nurturing in, and once we get them to actually raise their hand, step 3 is going to be getting them onto the scheduled appointment. If you're just tuning in, once again, I'm Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. We are the longest standing mortgage partner in the game for brokers who are serious about scaling using digital marketing, online advertising, and this channel is dedicated to helping mortgage professionals like you grow. So once again, this video is going to be about that third step. We talked about the business flywheel, getting them from lead to conversation. Now we're going from conversation to appointment. So we're not just, they're not just a raised hand anymore. They're not just an interested prospect who said, yeah, call me. Now we have a scheduled appointment on the books. So a lot of people get, anxiety or they get nervous about these calls, especially when it's not like a hot referral. And there's 3 things that you can have or 3 kind of mini steps that you can have in this that are going to make your life so much easier. All right, and I will include a little gift for you in the bio below, but step number 1 is going to be having a world-class script. All right, and that is something that a lot of people think they're above. Even the biggest producing salespeople in the world are using a script, and you don't have to use it forever, but if you don't have a world-class script, if you're currently still calling people and it's not based off of a really well put together script, you're just making your life harder. All right, it doesn't have to come off like you're reading it every time, but having this is going to make everything a whole lot easier, because what you can do is build step number 2 and step number 3, which we're going to discuss, into this script so that you don't have to think about it every time. You don't have to be perfect every time. You just follow the script and the script will do all that for you. Quick look at what our scripts look like. It doesn't have to be complicated. It should be very simple, but we're using little psychology cues and tonality to really master this. So you'll notice anytime you speak with any of us, anytime I'm calling a prospect, I'll say, hey, this is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. And you'll hear that tonality kind of shift up at the end, which kind of infers like, you should know me, right? This is Nick Friel with Media Simplified. And that tonality inflection is going to be really, really helpful. Oftentimes people will just even pretend that like they know who you are and, oh yeah, how are you doing? Let's chat. So it's going to break the ice a little bit. It's going to put them at ease. We're saying the prospect's name, also kind of showing that familiarity. And then once we've kind of built that tonality in, the second step, which is also here, is mastering that tonality and pushback. So you're often going to get someone who says, hey, I'm busy. Can you call me back later? You caught me at a bad time. So fully understand that. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes they are going to be busy. But in your script, you should have it built in that little bit of pushback, that friendly pushback. And what that sounds like is the prospect will say, hey, sorry, you're catching me at a bad time. Like, can you call me tomorrow at this time? We're going to call the prospect John. Hey, John, totally understand. I'm sorry I'm catching you at a bad time. Honestly, this first call takes all of 2 minutes. I don't want to keep chasing you around and have you like put me on your schedule and everything. Would it be crazy if we just knocked it out now? And a lot of times that question, just right there, would it be crazy if we just knocked it out now while I have you? They'll say, you know what, let's just do it. What do you have for me? And then we're good to go. We can kind of go into our qualifying questions. Sometimes they'll say, yeah, honestly, I have no time. Like I'm on another call. You'll have to call me tomorrow. Hey, no problem at all. I'll go ahead and call you tomorrow. But just learning to give that one little bit of pushback. If they're, because that's going to be kind of a default answer for a lot of people. So if you can learn to just give that one little piece of pushback, like, hey, would it be crazy if we just took 2 minutes and knocked it out now? That's going to help you tremendously. Okay, so coming back here, we want a world-class script. We want to make sure we have tonality and a little bit of pushback built into that script. And then step number 3, this is something that I think you should be doing every single time you have a phone call with someone. Is getting their eyeballs on your application. So many of you have probably had phone calls where you had a great call with the person and everything checked out, it all looked great, but all of a sudden, you said, "Hey, I'm going to send you an email with my application. Go ahead and get started." And all of a sudden, they go ghost. And 2 weeks goes by, 3 weeks goes by. You don't hear from them, and all of a sudden, you're chasing them around again. Don't do that. There's a much easier way, and you don't have to go through the entire application every time you're on a call with someone. But what you can do to make it way more likely that they actually work on the application and actually submit it is take the last 2 minutes of the call and say, "Hey, John, just before we jump off, I want to make sure you actually have my application and that you don't have any issues. I'm going to send you a link to your email." What's your email? Confirm you have their email. All right, perfect. I just sent that email over. Can you check your inbox real quick and just make sure you have that once they pull up their inbox? Okay, great. I just want to make sure you pull up this first screen. It's going to ask for your name, phone number, email. It might even send you a verification code. Go ahead and knock that out. I'm going to go ahead and submit the information I need on my end, and we'll go ahead and follow up next week like we discussed, and then get off the call. Just doing that little step of getting them to actually look at the application opposed to saying, "Hey, I'm going to follow up with this afterwards," it makes it so much more likely that they are going to actually move forward with the application. So those are the 3 big kind of hacks to use when doing this appointment call. Have a world-class script, have good tonality and a little bit of pushback when needed, and before you get off the call, make sure they have eyeballs on your application, and ideally they've even started it. So if you do those things, your life is going to be a whole lot easier. And once again, this is how we create that flywheel. We're getting people from, you can see it in the bottom of the screen here, from lead to conversation to actual phone call where we're qualifying, getting them the application started. All right, so step 4 in this is obviously going to be that application. But from here, we're in great shape. Now we've not just have a lead, we don't just have a interested person, we actually have a booked scheduled person that we've spoken with, and now they're actually starting our application. So we are well on our way to getting our first close. So that is going to be all for this video. If you're liking this, if you're a mortgage professional that is enjoying these videos, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Every bit of support helps. My name is Nick Friel, founder of Media Simplified. We'll see you on the next one.